Yeah.
You want to say that again?
No.
All right. Well,
that's a one-time thing. Okay.
I started. Well, I got that in the behind the scenes. So
okay, whatever.
All right, we're gonna start recording. We'll see you guys on the other side. And with that, hello, welcome to On My Mind, the podcast featuring yours truly, Michael and Miguel. We just ended a recording of the behind the scenes video, or part of it. As you know, I started this new project where I capture the process of making each episode, starting from the planning to like editing and publishing and stuff. It's a long process, takes multiple days in my case, because I mean, it could be done in one day, but that's kind of suicide.
But I'm lazy. In other words, no, I'm joking.
Dale. Yeah, so hello, welcome to On My Mind. Today's Miguel's last day here. He runs the show this episode, so Miguel, I'm gonna just let you take it away, introduce the episode. Well, what's the plan for today?
So today we really don't have a plan. We kind of so we had lunch earlier.
Oh man.
And yeah, we were just sitting down and talking, and then Michael was like, I brought my hard drive if you want to record an episode. I was like, I don't have anything else to do either because I'm basically already packed and ready to go. So I was just like, okay, let's just do an episode. So we just walked down here and started recording. But yeah, today it's just going to be, I guess it's just going to be a chill episode. And it's just also going to be like a nice little send off before I leave to Prague, just to see how much I'm going to change once I get back. So it's just going to be a good measurement of it's going to be a good measurement of how much I'll change, depending on how this episode goes. And then I guess the next one with me in it.
Yeah.
So I'll probably I don't know, I might sound different. I might look different. I might smoke cigarettes during the episode. I don't know, but yeah,
bro. If you smoke in this studio, we'd actually suffocate.
We'd actually die. Yeah. But I need my cigarettes though. Anyway,
hopefully that doesn't trigger anyone.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to Prague for film production, and I'm pretty excited. I leave tomorrow. And I basically get there the next day because it's an overnight flight. So I also have to look out for that. I've never been in an overnight flight. Actually, I think I have, but it wasn't that bad because the one I'm going in, the overnight flight that I'm flying out of, it starts like late at night, and then I get there like in the like mid morning. So yeah, not really looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be an experience and a half, so I'll try to sleep through the flight, but if I can't, then I'll just I don't know.
That'd be kind of rough.
It'll be rough. Yeah.
I do overnight flights all the time when I come to Bowdoin. I typically leave LA at like midnight, and then I'll get here at like 12 p.m. In Portland, and then I'll like just take the train to Brunswick and make my way over to my dorm. And by the end of it, I'm like hella tired.
It's tiring.
It's definitely a draining experience. But also, I'm one of those people that like has a lot of trouble sleeping on flights. I try everything, bro. Like I'll listen to music. I'll try to tire myself out, like playing like Sudoku or something that uses a lot of brain power. Sudoku, a lot of brain power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I'll put on a movie for a little bit, and then, I don't know, but like, it's tough. You know what I haven't tried? I haven't tried listening to an episode of On My Mind. I feel like that would put me straight to sleep.
Yeah, put you straight to sleep. That's what it's designed for, okay?
Yeah.
So next time you're on a flight, be sure to put us on My Mind.
And listen, if you fall asleep, we just get more watch time.
Yeah, we just get to. So yeah, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, you can download videos on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or if you have YouTube Premium, you can also download the video version. Though they're not much different from the audio only shows. But yeah, overnight flights. I mean, honestly, I prefer that though. like instead of flying like early in the morning and then getting there later in the day. I don't know. It's just like it's the next day. Like the last time I did an overnight flight was actually okay. Oh, I do remember an experience where like after an overnight flight, I'll typically like take a nap. But when I came back for the spring semester, I remember it was that time when Mario wanted to.
Okay, you know what, guys? I'm gonna leave. Michael, you can take it from here.
I'm so tired. I'm a little bit like the food coma. Definitely,
Yeah, we're both
it's
tired.
Me.
Okay, so whatever comes out of our mouths, like, don't take it for granted, or like, yeah,
take it
with a grain of salt.
Yeah, there you go. We're both a little bit like fumbly, but it's okay. I don't even think that's a word.
Fumbly.
Anyway, yeah, it was that day where Mario wanted to make the crepe cake for his girlfriend. And like I had just landed and then
I remember that.
And then Mario was like, "Can you guys help me with the cake?" And then I made a crepe cake. I was in charge of flipping their thing cuz I'm good at making pancakes. So I'm like, "Oh, crepes is like the same thing." But they're a lot thinner and it's so much harder to get it to flip perfectly. I remember being the chat. Plus I was on like 3 hours of sleep. So that was great.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait to just get there and be so tired. And like once I get there, like it won't be over. Like I'm gonna have to go to my apartment.
Yeah.
Like settle down. Then I have to go to a dinner with the rest of the people. And then only after that I'll be able to relax. So I'll basically be up for straight up maybe 24 hours.
That's
insane. If I don't sleep on the plane, I'll be up for 24 hours. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you like when you fly here to school? Like, do you typically like fall asleep on the flights or?
I can't. It's hard. Like I empathize with you. I don't know. What's the difference between those two words?
Sympathize is like feeling sorry for. Empathize is like I feel you.
Yeah, empathy. Yeah, I guess I empathize with you. I feel like you're lying to me. Is that true? Put it down in the comments below.
I was about to search it up, but I like that idea
or
better.
Empathize. Okay.
All the English teachers in the comments.
Yeah, English is stupid. You know what? That's gonna be another tangent. Okay, that's gonna be another tangent. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, it's hard to sleep on a plane because it's just it jerks around a lot. It's loud. Sometimes there's children and they're loud.
I actually have not had an experience with like a crying child or anything.
I had, and it's not great. And I mean, I
sympathize with you.
I mean, I understand the parents and the stress they go through by having to take care of a child in the flight, especially when it's very long. But yeah, it's just, it's just very unpleasant. Yeah, I find it hard to sleep. Sometimes there are rare instances where I do sleep, but it's like one of those times, like it's not really sleeping. It's more of just like a nap, and then I wake up really fucking tired.
So like, why the fuck did I go to sleep?
Why did I even go to sleep in the first place? I'm just gonna feel tired, even more tired. But yeah, actually, so I actually had to crack a code for flights from Maine to Texas because I originally the first flight that I took to here was through American Airlines, and it was a terrible experience.
Interesting. Yeah,
because I mean, and it wasn't really my fault because it was a travel plan. Like it was already planned by the college
for like
because
GCS?
it was first GCS and they had to choose your flight.
True.
But after that, I think I flew with United a couple times, which is kind of okay. But then I found out about Southwest. And Southwest, fortunately enough, well, first of all, their tickets are generally cheaper than United or American, which is great. But second of all, they have pre-planned routes already for people who want to go to Portland, coming from like Texas or anywhere from the South, really.
Yeah.
So it's like I basically have to go to either I think it's either Baltimore or Newark. And it's only like an hour and a half layover. And then I get to Portland from there. And it's really great because the flight leaves around like 4 a.m. from Texas.
Okay.
And I get to Portland basically around, I don't know, 12, 1. So like once I get there, actually, I think I get there earlier. I don't know, but it's pretty nice because it's only 6 hours of travel. So if you wake up at 4, if you wake up, or if the flight leaves like at 4 or 5, you get at Portland at 12.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's very nice because it maximizing the amount of time it takes to get from one place to another without really wasting time. Because one of the things I hate the most is like having to wait 3 fucking hours for a layover or stuff like that. Or like if your flight gate's delayed or something, it's like you have to wait even more. But luckily Southwest has that. And I think they also have something for on the way back. But I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, that's my go-to whenever I have to go back home.
Interesting. For me,
Southwest.
I use American Airlines primarily. Which is interesting because I think American Airlines headquarters is like in Dallas or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of airline headquarters are in Texas for some reason. I don't know.
It's just like a group of friends who are like, fuck it, I'm gonna make an airline company, and then just like all live by each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're like conglomerates.
But I use American for the most part. I don't know. I haven't had a terrible experience. I do like that like the carry-on bag is like included and stuff because some airlines don't do that with like the basic economy plan.
Yeah, Spirit. Can I use Spirit? I don't understand how Spirit Airlines is a thing.
I think the weirdest airline I've ever flown in was Sun Country.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. The biggest red flag was they don't have an app on the app store to like check in and shit. So I had to print my shit and use the email or whatever. Shout out Sun Country Airlines. It was in a pinch. I was like, bro, there's no other flights.
I gotta take the shittiest flight they can give me.
I don't remember having a terrible experience, but I don't know. I fly a lot. I've been flying. Like I can't count. Like it's probably more than the fingers on my hands. How many times I've flown in the past 2 years. Because it's like going to and from home. And then also like spring break, I went to the Tech Trek thing. And then I also went to the conference in Chicago. And so it's just like going to and from home, conferences and like other stuff that like I've just been flying a lot. And it's great. I'm pretty much used to it now. I used to travel a lot with my family growing up. So when it was time for me to start traveling alone, I felt pretty prepared.
Confident, yeah.
I mean, I was still hella nervous the first time, but luckily I was with Lexi and Danny on that first trip.
On that first trip?
Yeah. Well, because we're like all from LA area.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. I forgot they existed. Sorry, guys.
Well, some more than others, but anyway, do
you have a Precheck, TSA Precheck?
No,
I do.
How is that?
Sunglasses. It's actually great because you can especially for example, in Texas, like it gets pretty busy down there.
Yeah.
So there's like this long ass line to just get through security and do all of that. So if you just have Precheck, I would say it's worth it if you do travel a lot. Yeah. Which I do, like to go home and to do other stuff. So if you're traveling frequently, then I guess frequently enough that you know it's actually a hassle to get through security every time, then I would definitely recommend it. And it's not that much either. I think it's like only I actually don't remember. Like it's considerable, but I think it's worth it. It's worth the price because it also lasts for like a certain amount of time. I think it's like 6 years or something if you need to renew it. Okay. So you'll have it and you can basically just get through security a lot quicker. Yep. And you don't have to take off your belt or your shoes or anything. So you don't have to do any of that stuff that sometimes they make you do. And they're generally a lot nicer too. Just because they know that, you're not like you're not just some rando person. Like you
Yeah.
actually have Precheck and that, you know, you're a citizen or whatever.
Yeah,
And
you're
you
like,
have, like,
citizen plus.
It's like citizen. Yeah, it's basically like a background check. Like they make sure that you're not a criminal or anything. And they're like,
Right.
okay, you can have this. And, you know, so I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. With security, I mean, I understand like, well, because when I would travel with my family, like there's 6 of us. And so it's a lot of people to get through.
Yeah.
And it was quite the hassle. But when you're traveling alone, I get through security and like, like so fast, like, especially in Portland.
Now Portland is empty. Like
Portland's empty. That
Yeah,
like if you get there like 30 minutes before your flight, you're chilling.
you're chilling. Like the terminal's right there. There's only one terminal. That's how small it is.
Yeah. And like I get through security in like less than 3 minutes most of the time. At most I've had to wait like 5 or 6 maybe. But at like I fly out of LAX, which is also for the most part really busy, but I feel like flying overnight is a big plus because there's not that many people doing that.
Yeah.
So like when I'm going through security at midnight, like the lines are a lot smaller. I'll typically like get to my boarding area, like from the moment I get to the airport and like I get out of the car, till like when I'm sitting down at my gate ready to go, it's probably like 30, 45 minutes. Probably way less. I've also had times where like I'm already there in like 15. So I think on average it's about like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
No, Houston is always busy. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. It could be literally the dead of night.
Yeah.
Outside, like 2 a.m. People are still in that line. And it's crazy how because it makes sense. Like Houston, Texas is a big center for like layovers and stuff. Because like if people need to go to South America, they like go there or whatever. If people are coming up, they go there. Yeah.
What's the Houston airport name?
Well, there's 2. We have Hobby, which is more of a domestic one. So that one just takes you like around the United States. And then we have the George Bush Intercontinental Airport, which is like the big one. That's the one I take because it's better and it's just cheaper. But that one's the one that that one does domestic and international flights. And it's just busy all the time. Like it never sleeps. So, yeah. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. Also another thing about Southwest. I'm sorry, but I'm like slowly becoming a Southwest fan. Is that their snacks are the bomb? Have you ever flown Southwest before?
Don't think so.
No. Well, they have like this snack bag, and it's like a mix.
I have.
And it's so fucking good. That's like the best airline snack ever.
Fair enough.
Like that's S-tier snack. Like that, like American Airlines and United and all of those other airlines can't compete with the Southwest like snack pack because that's the best snack.
Yeah.
You know what I would do? Like they would like give them off, right? And sometimes they would give you extra. I would keep the extra ones and like take them with me wherever I'm going. And if I ever get hungry, I'll just eat that shit.
I mean, it's always nice to have a snack. Yeah. My mom always tells me this whenever I like fly out like from LA back to school. She's always like, "Do you have snacks in your bag?" I'm like, "No," because I'm like, I'll just eat whatever they give me on the plane. But that's always never like enough, really. So now I'll bring like a couple things, but mostly like I like to bring like peanut butter crackers or granola bars. That's like my go-to. I don't know. We could give like tons of advice with like traveling and stuff just because like of the experience we've had.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm also not like a certified flyer or like
me neither. This is coming from like college students. So if you're a college student and you're about to like fly out to college right now, or like if you just got into college and you're having your first
class
year
of
right
2027, what's up?
Then
scared me. I thought someone was gonna walk in.
There's someone over there. There's someone outside. Anyways, what was he gonna say? Oh yeah, this is what you need to hear. This is the need to know for flying to
10 tips
go to
for
college.
Flying to college.
I don't know. One big mistake that I did do when I first flew out was I bought a lot of stuff, and I bought so much stuff.
Oh, you brought?
I brought a lot of stuff. Like I had a carry-on. I had a like full-on luggage,
the suitcase, yeah.
full-size luggage, and then I brought this giant duffel bag full of other stuff. And I guess, you know, it's to each their own. You know, if you don't want to bring more stuff, then go ahead. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but like I had to pay for like oversized fees because it was pretty heavy.
Oversized, okay.
So like, because my stuff was heavy, it was heavier than I anticipated, so I had to pay for that, and I didn't want to pay for that, but I had to.
Tough.
Yeah, but one thing that I didn't learn was that it was actually a lot easier, or it would have been a lot easier if I just bought the stuff. Is knocking.
Okay.
You want to stop it?
Yeah.